أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير آمين يا رب العالمين. In the last lecture, we started the study of the 4 characteristics of ism. The first characteristic that we studied was gender. In this lecture, we will study the second characteristic of ism, which is number. We will have an introduction to the number or adad of ism. We will study the concept of singular, dual, and plural ism. And finally, we will study how to convert singular ism into dual ism. To recall, for each ism, we need to know 4 characteristics about that ism. Without these characteristics, we can neither fully understand the ism nor use it properly in a sentence. These 4 characters are the gender of ism, the number of ism, capacity of ism, and the status of ism. In the last lecture, we studied the gender of ism. In this lecture, we will study the number of ism. The number of ism is also called adad. Let us study the number of ism in more detail. In the English language, when we are looking at numbers from a grammatical standpoint, we come across 2 categories: singular and plural. For example, if we are referring to one book, we will use the word book. If we are referring to 2 or more books, we will use the word books. Similar to English, in Urdu language, we also have 2 categories when it comes to grammatically looking at numbers. We have the singular group and the plural group. The term used for the singular group is wahid, and the term used for the plural group is jama. For example, in Urdu, if we are referring to one book, we will use the word kitab. Or if we are referring to 2 or more books, we will use the word kitabein or kitabon. In the case of Arabic, from the standpoint of number, ism will be of 3 types. These 3 types are wahid, musanna, and jama. This is a big difference between Arabic and English and Urdu when it comes to number. In English, we have 2 categories, singular and plural. In Urdu, we have 2 categories, singular and plural. But in Arabic, we have 3 groups: wahid, musanna, and jama. Similar to English and Urdu, wahid is used for 1. It is used for a singular ism. Musanna will be used for 2. So musanna specifies the duality of ism. And for anything which is more than 2, we will use jama or the plural ism. To summarize, in the Arabic language, from the standpoint of number, ism will be of 3 types: wahid or singular, which is used for 1; musanna, used for dual ism or 2 ism; and jama or plural, which is used for more than 2. This is different from Urdu, this is different from English, where we will only have 2 groups, singular and plural. In the case of Arabic, we have a 3rd group, which is used specifically for 2 or for dual, which is called musanna. This is an important topic because here we will learn how to convert singular ism or wahid ism into dual ism or musanna ism. Please note that the same rules will apply whether the singular ism is masculine or feminine. For this, we will have to learn a formula. We will take the word kitab as an example. Kitab is a singular ism and it means a book or one book. So we will learn how to convert one book into two books in Arabic. The first step that we have to do to kitab is to add a zabar on the last harf of the wahid ism. So the last harf of kitab is ba. We will add a zabar to ba and we will get something like this. The next step will be to either add an alif followed by noon zair, where we will get the final word kitabani, or we will take kitab, add a zabar on the last harf, and then add ya followed by noon zair, where we will end up with the final word kitabaini. So the singular word or the singular ism is kitab, and the musanna ism is kitabani or kitabaini. The singular ism is kitab and its dual version is kitabani or kitabaini. It is very important to focus on the way these words sound. Kitabani, kitabaini. One will end up in the ani sound and the other will end in the aini sound. Whenever we hear a word and we hear the ani sound or aini sound at the end, for example, kitabani or kitabaini, we should immediately think of the word being used in a dual sense or in the musanna sense. Please note that both kitabani and kitabaini have the same meaning, that is, two books. So even though these words sound different, but they have the same meaning. We will understand this further when we study I'rab in the upcoming sections, inshallah. For now, the most important thing to know is that we have to focus on the ending sound of these words in order for us to differentiate it from wahid ism. Once again, kitab is the wahid ism and its musanna will be either kitabani or kitabaini. We will apply the formula that we learned to some examples. In this column, we have some wahid or singular asma. For example, walad, bint, muslim, and muslima. Please note that muslim and muslima are examples of sifat. So even for sifat, we will have a singular version, dual version, and plural version. Why? Because sifat are included in ism, and ism will have 4 characteristics, one of which is the number of the ism, and that number can either be singular, plural, or dual. Let us start with walad. Walad means one boy or a boy. Let's convert walad into its dual form or musanna form. For this, we use our formula and we go to our diagram, and we will first of all add a zabar to walad and then add alif noon zair, where we will end up with waladani. So we have walad here, we added a zabar, we added alif noon zair, and we have waladani. Please note the ending sound of ani here. Waladani means two boys. Now let us look at the second musanna version of walad. Again, we will take walad, we will add zabar to the last harf, and then add ya followed by noon zair. We will therefore create waladaini. Walad plus zabar plus ya followed by noon zair equals waladaini. Note the ending sound of aini here. Waladaini means two boys. So the singular ism is walad, and the dual or musanna ism will be either waladani or waladaini. Both waladani and waladaini means two boys. The next example is that of bint. Bint means one girl or a girl. To convert bint into its dual or musanna form, we will again refer to the diagram. Add a zabar to bint, followed by alif noon zair, and we have bintani, which means two girls. And for the second musanna version, we will add zabar to bint, followed by ya and noon zair, and we will have bintaini, which again means two girls. So walad becomes waladani and waladaini. Bint becomes bintani and bintaini. Again, this ani and aini ending sounds will be the same in masculine and feminine. For walad, we have waladani, waladaini. For bint, we have bintani and bintaini. Now coming to sifat, the first one we have is Muslim. The same rule will apply. To Muslim, we will add a zabar followed by alif noon zair, and we have the word Muslimani, which means two Muslim men or two Muslim boys. And for the second version of musanna of Muslim, we will add zabar followed by ya noon zair, where we have Muslimaini. Again, we have the aini sound at the end, which means two Muslim men or two Muslim boys. Walad becomes waladani or waladaini. Bint becomes bintani or bintaini. Muslim becomes muslimani, muslimaini. Finally, we have the word Muslima. Muslima means one Muslim girl or one Muslim woman. Let's convert Muslima into its musanna form. We will add a zabar on the last harf, followed by alif noon zair. So, if we add zabar to Muslima, and then we add alif noon zair, it will become Muslimatani. Please note that the gol ta always comes at the end. So, if we have to add something after gol ta, then the gol ta can no longer be used. We will have to use a normal regular ta. So, Muslima becomes Muslimatani. Again, we have the ani sound at the end, and Muslimatani means two Muslim women or two Muslim girls. And the second musanna version of Muslima will be Muslimataini. Again, we'll have to open up the gol ta or get rid of the gol ta at the end, add a zabar on ta, followed by ya and noon zair, which we will convert into Muslimataini. It also means two Muslim women or two Muslim girls. To revise, walad becomes waladani, waladaini. Bint becomes bintani, bintaini. Muslim becomes muslimani, muslimaini. Muslima becomes muslimatani, muslimataini. We will now do some practice. We have a list of singular asma, and we will try to name the dual asma for these singular asma. For walad, we have waladani and waladaini. Bint, bintani, bintaini. Muslim, muslimani, muslimaini. Kafir, kafirani, kafiraini. Mu'min, mu'minani, mu'minaini. Munafiq, munafiqani, munafiqaini. Ustaz, ustazani, ustazaini. Ustazah, ustazatani, ustazataini. Talib, talibani, talibaini. طالبة طالبتان طالبتين كرسي كرسيان كرسيين مكتب مكتبان مكتبين باب بابان بابين نافذة نافذتان نافذتين عين عينان عينين أذن أذنان أذنين يد يدان يدين رجل رجلان رجلين مسجد مسجدان مسجدين مدرسة مدرستان مدرستين. Let us study examples of dual ism or musanna ism from the hadith of Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, Kalimatani habibatani ila rahman khafifatani ala lisan saqilatani fil mizan subhanallahi wa bihamdihi subhanallahi al-azim. If we look at this hadith in more detail, we will find words that end in the ani sound. For example, kalimatani, habibatani, khafifatani, and saqilatani. The hadith is translated as two phrases which are dear to the compassionate one and are light on the tongue but heavy on the scale are Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, Subhanallahi al-azim. The word that is used for two phrases is kalimatani. Again, we have the ani sound at the end, which indicates dual ism or musanna ism. Kalimatani is derived from kalima. Habibatani is derived from habiba, which means someone or something which is dear or beloved. The masculine version of habiba is habib. Khafifatani is derived from khafifa, which means light, and the masculine version of khafifa is khafif. Saqilatani is derived from saqila, and the masculine version is saqil, which means heavy. Here is another hadith of Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, one who is proficient in the Quran is associated with the noble, upright recording angels, and he who falters in it and finds it difficult for him will have two rewards. If we look at the hadith, the word that is used for two rewards is ajrani. So we hear the sound ani at the end, and this indicates that ajrani refers to two rewards. There are also several examples of dual ism or musanna in the Holy Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Rahman, Ayah 46, for those who fear the time when they will stand before their Lord, there are two gardens. And the word that is used for two gardens is jannatani. Again, we have the ani sound at the end. Let us revise what we have studied so far. Earlier we studied that meaningful words in Arabic are called kalima, and we studied that there are three types of kalima: ism, fail, and harf. We started our detailed study of ism, and we studied that for us to fully understand an ism or to be able to use that ism in a sentence, we need to know four things about that ism. We need to know the gender of the ism, number of the ism, capacity of the ism, and status of the ism. We previously studied gender of ism in detail, and in this lecture we studied number or adad of ism. Regarding number, we studied that ism will be of three types. Wahid, or singular ism, that is used for one. Musanna, or dual ism, which is used for two. Jama, or plural ism, which is used for more than two. We further studied musanna in detail, and we studied how to convert a singular ism into musanna or dual ism. For this, we learned a formula. The first step is that we take the singular ism, for example, kitab, and we add a zabar to the last harf. After adding zabar to the last harf, then we either add alif noon zair or ya noon zair to complete the word. So kitab becomes either kitabani or kitab becomes kitabaini. Both kitabani and kitabaini refer to two books. And we emphasize that it is important to know the ending sounds of these words. Ani, aini. Ani, aini. Both of these will refer to something which is two or dual.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.